A light is ready to shine throughout Glasgow and Scotland once again. Hopes and dreams sealed and shattered in a single breath. Be there when new European champions are crowned.
Well, good morning everyone, and welcome to Tollcross International Swimming Centre. We're here for day 2 of the Glasgow International Swim Meet. My name is Paul Noble. I'll be taking you through the action for the next couple of hours or so here on this day number 2 of this event. Well, we had a good day yesterday. So a few finals last night, a few of the prizes handed out, and we'll see some of those main competitors again today. Some medalists from last night appearing right at the very start of this programme this morning. You can of course join us in the action. You remember to send your tweets in, but here's what we're coming up for in session number 4, the first session of day 2, the women's 400 metres individual medley will kick us off, and we'll see the likes of Hannah Miley, Scotland's great champion, back in action again, trying to follow up from that win from last night. Follow that up, of course, with the men's 400 metres individual medley, moving to the women's and men's 200 freestyle. Always a good event, the 200 freestyles, and of course the UK being blessed with number of sensational breaststrokers in recent years. We see the men's and women's 100 breaststroke as well. A little bit of butterfly, the distance butterfly, women's 200, the men's 200 as well, then down to the sprints, the women's and men's 50 metres backstroke. Always very exciting. The sprints, we saw a great sprint last night in the 50 metres breaststroke as well, and I'll be joined this morning by City of Glasgow head performance coach Ian Wright. Morning, Ian.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good, good. How do you think day 1 went?
Very well, yeah. I've been involved in a lot of the organising for this competition, and it's been a lot of work and hectic before yesterday. But overall, there was a lot of good feedback yesterday, and the whole day ran well. There was one or two things behind the scenes, but that's always happens at meets, you know.
Oh, that's right. As long as it doesn't come out to the pools, long as the swimmers are happy to get on the blocks in time and everything goes according to schedule, that's what we'd like to see here. As our main sponsors of this event, KSD and of course Audi Glasgow, and a number of event partners as well. City of Glasgow Swim Team, Glasgow Life, Scottish Swimming, West District Swimming Association and Glasgow Sport, as well as Caledonian University of Glasgow, University of Glasgow, the University of West of Scotland and the University of Strathclyde in Glasgow. Well supported, Ian, you've got to say, by the local universities and businesses.
Yeah, very good. We're delighted that we have a good partnership here with some of the universities as a programme, and then we've had some people come in and sponsor the event specifically to make it happen, which is great, and that's enabled us to put on some good prize money. And of course we work closely with Glasgow Life and Scottish Swimming and the West District to bring this meet together as well.
When you saw the Twitter hashtag just flashing through the screen a couple of seconds ago, hashtag GISM18, there we have it. So please send in your tweets, or try and give you a mention on the screen on the live stream. If you send a tweet in, your messages of good luck or congratulations or whatever you want, just use that hashtag and we'll try and give you a mention as the session goes through this morning. Well, we're almost ready here for the first event, the women's 400 metres individual medley, and certainly in the later heats we'll see the great Hannah Miley go in heat number 3, and also some good performances we saw last night. One of your young swimmers did particularly well. She goes in heat number 2, Katie Shanahan.
Yeah, Katie broke the British record for the 200 IM last night for 13-year-olds, and she's got the 400 heat this morning. We'll see how she goes. She's listed as a 14-year-old on the start sheet, but she's not actually 14 for another few weeks yet, so she can still get those 13-year-old records if she can. Also, another good matchup in this 400 IM, potentially in the final, will be a repeat of the Commonwealth Games final with Hannah Miley and Amy Wilmot going at it again. And obviously, people will know that Amy just got the touch on Hannah in the Gold Coast a few weeks ago, and it'll be interesting to see how that one pans out this afternoon.
The gold and silver medalists from the last two Commonwealth Games, Amy Wilmot and Hannah Miley, reversed the order in the Gold Coast a few weeks ago. That's coming up later, of course. We are in heat number 1 now, though, and the swimmers in this one are Maisie Johnson in lane number 1, furthest away from you, and in lane number 2, Melissa Braddock from Wigan Best, Megan Smith from City of Oxford in 3, Jenny Galloway from Warrender in lane number 4, Karen Heath, Swim West Lothian in 5, Jennifer Murray from North Ayrshire in 6, Flora Nichols from Warrender in 7, and closest to us in lane number 8, Scarlett Aspinall. Scarlett Aspinall going pretty well in the early stages there. It's the 2 outside lanes leading them through on that butterfly. Maisie Johnson right at the top there in lane number 1, leading them through, and Scarlett Aspinall in 3rd position, but coming through pretty much in a line there. Swimmers in the centre lanes, everyone pretty much still in contention, and Maisie Johnson right up there in the top. He's leading them through as they go through the 150 mark. Maisie Johnson 5:16.27 her entry time. Let's see if she can challenge that. Young 17 years of age swimmer from Southport. 2 Southport swimmers, of course, in either end of the pool. Very well in these early stages. They're coming down to the halfway point, and it is still Maisie Johnson in lane number 1 who is leading them through now. Also coming through in lane number 3 is Megan Smith from City of Oxford. So the Anglo swimmers doing pretty well here as they come up to the halfway point. Also showing in lane number 5, Karen Heath from Swim West Lothian, trying to make a move. One of the fastest qualification times for this particular first heat, 5:13. Certainly had 5 seconds on the likes of Scarlett Aspinall in lane number 8, but certainly that's not bearing out in the race so far. But they go into the second half of the race, Ian, and sometimes the breaststroke can be decisive in a medley.
It's obviously critical. It's the stroke that takes the longest amount of time in the medley, whether it's the 200 or the 400. So it's usually the stroke where you see the most change in the lead or the order of the placings of the swimmers. You can lose a lot of ground, or you can gain a lot of ground during the breaststroke.
Certainly the middle lane swimmers who were a bit off the pace as they came through on the backstroke, all trying to pull themselves up now. Megan Smith takes the lead, City of Oxford swimmer, and the Warrender swimmer Jenny Galloway in 2nd position, just there with the red cap in lane number 4. But it's a good breaststroke so far for Megan Smith.
Yeah, no surprise really if you know swimming that the Oxford swimmers are coming through here. Megan Smith from City of Oxford, coached by Amanda Booth, and Amanda's got a great tradition of coaching excellent breaststrokers at Oxford and formerly at Plymouth as well when she was down there. She's got a lot of great breaststrokers in her squad, including Scotland's Tobermory Mackay champion, and obviously Megan Smith is one of them, doing well here in the 400 IM. 100 metres to go.
Yeah, I do remember the City of Oxford swimmers at the British Championships almost did a treble in the 200 breaststroke. Tobermory Mackay champion got on the medal podium, but his 2 colleagues won the B final and the junior final at that Edinburgh International and British Championships. But
Megan looks like she's got a pretty good freestyle as well here, holding on well.
Yeah, Megan doing well here, just with the edge over Jenny Galloway. Wonder if the Warrender swimmer has got anything left for this final 50. Keep an eye on the clock now as they go over for this final turn. 4:42 for Megan Smith, 4:43 for Jenny Galloway, around about a second and a half. Also coming back in the contention now in third place, Jennifer Murray with a very good freestyle, bringing her up into second position. And also still going well in the outside lane, Scarlett Aspinall here.
Yeah, Scarlett Aspinall's coming back really well in lane 8. The Southport swimmer, but it looks like Megan's going to hold on here for the win in this first heat. Aspinall's coming through into second, just takes it.
Well, it was close at the end there. Scarlett Aspinall really coming back strongly in the closing stages there. So 5:17.89 was the leading time there for Megan Smith in lane number 3. And in second place, Scarlett Aspinall. What a good freestyle that she had there, pulling herself back 0.3 of a second.
Looks like a PB for Scarlett.
Jennifer Murray was third place in that first heat. And we move on to the second heat now, and there is the lineup for that one. Some of the big guns in this one. Commonwealth Games swimmers, of course, Kiana McInnes, Scottish Commonwealth Games swimmer in lane 3, Amy Wilmot, Commonwealth champion in lane 4.
Yeah, the first of the 2 cyclically seeded heats. They only seed 2 heats in the 400s now, 3 heats in the other events. So we have the second fastest entry of the competition going in lane 4 of this heat, and that's obviously Amy Wilmot, fresh from her fantastic performance winning the gold medal in this event at the Gold Coast just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, an excellent performance from Amy Wilmot. She was absolutely delighted with that as well. Just really emotional after that victory. She's waited a long time to get to the top of the podium in a major international meet. She's been around for a while, up in Scotland now, of course.
Yeah, she's now training in Stirling. She's spent time in London prior to that, and obviously originally from Middlesbrough, and always been known as a really hard worker, does lots of events, and we're really delighted to see her win that gold medal this spring in Australia.
Well, leading them through, probably no surprise, Kiana McInnes, the butterfly specialist, 105.55 for young Kiana McInnes, representing Heart of Midlothian, and she's followed closely by the Danish swimmer Mia Steen-Doos from the Danish national junior team. Amy Wilmot well in contention in third position at that first turn, and now pulling her way through the field. Top 3 looking like they are safe. Of course, they just have to make the top 8 times to make the final this evening. Top 10 times, apologies.
Yeah, this is a good backstroke from the Danish girl, Mia Steen-Doos. We don't know a lot about her, but this is the Danish national junior team that are here. This is their squad that they'll be taking to the European Junior Championships later this summer. So they're using this competition to get some race practice in and learn how to travel away with each other. And they put on a good show yesterday, and looks like Mia's doing that as well this morning.
Yeah, picked up a little bit of prize money yesterday, the Danish national junior team. Very close now as they come to the halfway point, and it is still the Danish swimmer. It's Steen-Doos from Denmark in first position, Amy Wilmot just in second, Kiana McInnes holding on well in third position, but coming through strongly, Katie Shanahan, we mentioned her earlier. Yeah, what a great swim she had in the 200.
Yeah, she's did a really good job last night in that 200 individual medley. Only 13 years old, and she actually, as well as breaking the British record for the 13-year-olds, she took third place in the open race as the top junior as well. So it was a great evening for her. She's got a busy day ahead of her today. She's got this 400 IM, 200 freestyle, I think, and she's also got the 800 freestyle this afternoon, and she'll be hoping to be in this 400 IM A final tonight.
Well, she's set herself a tough task if she's doing all these events today, especially the 400 IM and the 800 freestyle on the same day. She's doing well so far in this early morning swim in this 400 individual medley.
Yeah,
in third place.
Yeah, moved into third place, just overtaken Kiana McInnes, who's still going well. But coming through nicely in lane 1 is the Yvonne Brown from East Kilbride. She's a really good breaststroker, so it's good to see her coming through here. Katie McKenzie, City of Glasgow Summer, is also going well down in lane 8. And it's all building up now for the freestyle. It's the field split now. Amy obviously well ahead of Mia Deuce, who's still going well. Katie in a clear 3rd place from Kiana. And we'll see how this 100 freestyle pans out, see what times they go.
Yeah, Amy Wilmot looking pretty strong, Commonwealth champion, coming up to her last turn here. And she looks pretty comfortable. And Amy Wilmot, as we said, representing University of Stirling swim team. Mia Steendoes, the Danish national swimmer, just in 2nd place now, holding on to that pretty comfortably. And it does look like Katie Shanahan has got a 3rd place sewn up. We'll just keep an eye on the clock from Katie Shanahan, see what kind of times she can do. Swimmer very much on form, see how close she can get to her entry time. Amy Wilmot, it's a comfortable swim for Amy Wilmot. She will be in the final this evening with that one, I'm sure. And she gets in 4:46.96. And the Danish swimmer Mia Steendoes gets in 4:52.31, not too far away from her entry time, and just bang on the 5-minute mark for Katie Shanahan, 5 minutes point 82. Kiana McInnes in 4th position there with 5:06.24. So, but I think Ian, that the top 4 positions might be in a good place to try and make that final this evening.
Yeah, I think so. I would expect the top 4 swimmers there to at least qualify for the final tonight. Katie McKenzie and Yvonne Brown on the 5:10. They're going to have to wait and see how this final heat of the morning goes and what times it's going to take to make that top 10.
There's the lineup for this 3rd heat. We have Hannah Miley and Orla Adams, both representing University of Aberdeen Performance in the centre lanes. The full lineup for this one in lane 0 is Scarlett Ferris from Dundee City Aquatic. In lane number 1, Emma Scully, City of Glasgow. Ellie Turner from Carnegie goes in lane number 2. Eve McDonough from Boss goes in lane 3. The 2 University of Aberdeen Performance swimmers in 4 and 5, Hannah Miley and Orla Adams. Janelle Snedden from University of Stirling in 6. Clara Rybak-Anderson from the Danish national team in 7. Emma Chittleborough and Emma Russell in lanes 8 and 9, University of Aberdeen Performance and Heart of Midlothian. But Hannah Miley should be the favourite for this one. I think Ian showing very well in the opening stages, very strong all the way through this 400 metres individual medley.
Yeah, and this is a good opening good butterfly leg from her. I would assume she's taking it fairly comfortably, but that's a good opening split ahead of Orla. And in 3rd place, that's Chanel Snedden, a very good IM swimmer from Stirling.
Yeah, Hannah Miley, we quite often see her at the events up here in Scotland doing a range of events. And, well, you mentioned Katie Shanahan was doing a number of events this weekend.
Yeah, I know Hannah's doing the same. She entered quite a lot of the events this weekend, probably pulled out of 1 or 2 of them, taking on 2 or 3 events per day, I think. And obviously trying to gauge where she's at now after that, her performances at the Commonwealth Games a few weeks ago. Back into training, she'll be looking ahead to this summer's European Championships, which are obviously right here in this pool, Tollcross International Swimming Centre, and this will be part of her preparation for that. And her teammate, she's pulling all her along here on the backstroke.
Yeah, she is. The 2 University of Aberdeen swimmers going ahead of the field, quite a commanding lead there as they come up to the halfway point. In 3rd place, it does look like one line down there, Chanel Snedden. In fact, not Chanel Snedden. Up there in lane number 2 going well, Ellie Turner from Carnegie holding on to that 3rd position. Strong backstroker Ellie Turner, and one of the younger swimmers in this particular heat. We have one 14-year-old, Scarlett Ferris, up there in lane 0. At 3 15-year-olds, Ellie Turner, Clara Ryback Anderson and Emma Russell. So the 15-year-olds doing pretty well in these early stages, and well, Adams trying to come back on Hannah Miley now, but Hannah Miley looks in control of this one.
Yeah, I think she will be. She's got, we talk about the breaststroke being really important, and obviously if you want to be a world-class individual medley swimmer, you've got to have 4 really good strokes, but Hannah's breaststroke, her ability to split fast times within an individual medley on breaststroke is really something else. She split 36 point in the 200 IM final last night, which is about 4 seconds quicker than any of the other girls could split for that length. So it's no surprise to see her dominating here, but she'll still be well within herself, I would think, as it's just the morning heat and she'll want to secure that top place or into the final, and then we'd expect to see her drop quite a few seconds in the evening final session. But Ola still going well here. This is a good swim for her, turning there at 3:45. Ola just 3 seconds behind Hannah. That's going to give Ola, I would think, around about 4:50, which would be a great split for her. And these two are way ahead now of everybody else in this heat.
And it looks like we might be looking at another head-to-head between Hannah Miley and Amy Wilmot in the final. If this one continues to pan out as it is at the moment, Hannah Miley with that commanding lead now. She goes into the final turn. Is that a good contest for third position there? Orla Adams in second, of course, and third place 3 swimmers now challenging for that one. Chanel Snedden maybe just coming back into third spot here, but Hannah Miley, she's coming down to the last 25 metres now. You'll see Orla Adams just slipping back out of your picture here as Hannah Miley extends her lead with every stroke, and the lead is around about 4 metres as she comes into the finishing, around about 5-6 metres at the end, and Hannah Miley under the 450 mark, and that should put her side by side with Amy Wilmot in the final. Another head-to-head in prospect tonight.
That will lose. It's going to be a great race tonight, so make sure you tune in at about 5. Well, we'll start at 5:15 tonight, and that 400 medley should go off at around about 5:30, 5:35. So make sure you tune in on the live stream for that exciting final tonight. Good performance from those two girls. Third place has gone to Chanel Snedden in 5:06, and in fourth place at 5:07, that's Clara Ryback Anderson. So they're sure to get through to the final. We should see the summary coming up momentarily, hopefully on our screens.
I think we did see it, but it was so quick that we didn't get a chance to go over it there. But watch out for that head-to-head tonight. Amy Wilmot and Hannah Miley will be side by side. Watch out for another great contest between these two. Men's 400 metres individual medley is just about to go now. Heat number 1. There's the lineup for that one. So 8 swimmers taking the start for this one. Jamie Ferguson, Midlothian in lane number 1. Mads Sorensen from Fairview Swim Club in lane number 2. Lewis Maxwell, Derwent side in lane number 3. Jack Green from Arbroath St Thomas in lane number 4. We have Nathan Grimley from Swim West Lothian in 5. Ryan Duncan, Arbroath St Thomas in 6. Sean Craig Mile in 7 from East Lothian, and Jake Kirkham from Falkirk Integrated Swim Team in lane number 8. So that's the lineup for this heat number 1 of the 3 heats. Jack Green, Arbroath St Thomas is the fastest entry time for this one, and he is in a bit of a tussle for the lead in the early stages. Lewis Maxwell and Jack Green side by side in lanes 3 and 4. Looks like Jack Green may well have the advantage as they finish this butterfly 104.38, around about half a second in it.
Yeah, it's a good start from Jack Green. Now Jack is 18 this year, so He's not eligible for the junior final tonight. He'll be trying to get himself through to the A or the B final and looking to set a standard here that will do that ahead of the next two heats. All the other swimmers in this heat are 17 or under, so they could either make the A or the B final if they swim fast enough, or they are entitled to make the junior final tonight as well, which for boys is for those aged 17 and under at the end of this year. The lead has now been taken by Lewis Maxwell from Derwent side, and he's just gone ahead of Jack Green, and everyone else is a close call as we go down this second length of the backstroke.
Yeah, very close for third position now between the four swimmers there, still in a row as they come past the camera there. Sometimes the angle can be a little bit deceptive with the cameras, but that position was quite good as the swimmers went past there. Does look like Lewis Maxwell is extending that lead though, and he is through in 2:18.69 for that halfway point. 2:21.32 for second place from Jack Green, so 2.5 seconds taken out of Jack Green's advantage there on the butterfly. I wonder what the breaststroke has got in store here. Very
Looks
close.
like Jack is starting to make inroads into the lead that Lewis has got now. Just closing him down slowly here on this first length of the breaststroke. Anyone else coming through lane 6? In fact, lane 7, which is Sean Craigmile, is going well on the breaststroke as well. And then over lanes 1 and 2, we've got Jamie Ferguson and Mads Sorensen. Mads from the one of the Danish clubs that are here, and they're coming through nicely on the breaststroke as well. But Lewis is holding on. Lewis is maybe swimming this race tactically very well. It's always a good idea to just hold back a little bit on that first 50 of the breaststroke and put your push in down the second 50. That's where the race starts to get really hard and difficult in the 400 IM from 250 to 350 meters. So if you can capitalize on that and push hard on the second 50 of the breaststroke, you're usually going to get yourself into a good position.
Yeah, he certainly hung on very well there, Lewis Maxwell, on that second length. The lead is still about 2.5 seconds though to 3:44 against 3:47, and he looks pretty strong there as he goes on to the freestyle now. Lewis Maxwell, the 15-year-old. Remember, we do have a junior final, as Ian said, and 15-year-old trying to put himself into a good spot to make that junior final. If he wins this one, I think he's pretty much guaranteed of a place certainly in the junior final, if not the A and the B final for this 400 metres individual medley.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the next two heats go, and of course there are some heats still to swim in the afternoon session, which will be combined with the heats we see this morning to make the overall finish result before we can confirm the exact finals. But most of these people should be fairly confident of getting into the final if they do well this morning.
Lewis Maxwell doing pretty well here. He swum the second half of this race very well indeed, and he will take that one in 4:50.66, and a big improvement for Lewis Maxwell here. Also a good swim from Jack Green, 4:56.54, and that's half a second inside the entry time that he entered, in 4:56.94. So pretty good two swims there from the front two.
Yeah, these boys stepping up nicely in that first heat of this 400 IM. Quite a few, if we assume that their seeded times are their best times, then quite a few of these boys just went under their seeded time, so they were pretty pleased with that.
Yeah, Sean Craigmile was third there under the 5-minute mark, so 4:59.03 for Sean Craigmile from East Lothian. And the second heat just about to get underway now. There is the lineup for that one. Playing at lane number 0, Thomas Coates from Swim West Lothian goes in 0. Finlay Saunders from Heart of Midlothian in 1. Edward Alsop from East Lothian in 2. Daniel Ferguson, Swim West Lothian, goes in 3. Zach Logue from City of Sunderland goes in 4. Arthur Dallin Elgard from the Danish national junior team in 5. We have Jay Manners, City of Sunderland, in 6. George Cowan from Dundee City Aquatics in 7. Tom Jeffers in 8 from Perth City. And Ethan Horn from Rutherglen in lane number 9. Zach Logue, City of Sunderland, will be firm favourite for this one.
Yeah, the Sunderland team have come here in strength, as they often do. It's great to see Sunderland back up here at in Glasgow competing in Scotland. And Zach Logue's one of their top 400 AM swimmers, entered on a 4:27.43 for this race, which is an excellent time for 400 AM. And there he is taking that first 100 out in 59.93. And if you can take the first 100 of a 400 IM out in under the minute on the butterfly, then you're doing very well, and you're obviously a high-class 400 IM swimmer.
Well, I wonder if he can hold this pace. Wonder what we're going to expect from him in the heats this morning. He's followed by Arthur Dalen Elgard, the Danish swimmer who was a medalist in the 200 metres individual medley last night. Silver medalist there behind Callum Laurie, so he'll be hoping to double up in the individual medley medals here, but he's behind Zach Logue at the moment, the Danish swimmer, in lane number 5. Also following them, Jay Manners, second of the Sunderland swimmers, in lane number 3.
Yeah, Jay is also going well, but these top two here are pulling away quite a lot now. Zach and Ellegaard from Denmark. It's a careful strategy you've got to employ in the 400 IM if you're one of the top seeds. You want to make sure you get through to the final comfortably, but you don't really want to have to give your full energy to the heat, because it's very difficult to do a 400 IM twice in a day and do them both at maximum intensity. So if you can hold back a little bit, save a little bit of energy, get through to the final, and then you want to really push it on in the evening final.
Should be a fairly comfortable qualification for the leading two, and a little bit more of a balancing act for the ones further down the field where they want to risk not making that final. So
that's right. They need to really, if you're not in the top two, which here will obviously make it through to the A final, you need to be really getting into the third or fourth. You don't really want to be coming any lower than fourth in your heat if you want to have a chance. And even that doesn't guarantee you. Third place should be safe to the final with only 2 seeded heats. Fourth, fifth and sixth, you're then looking at what times the final heat's going to go, and you obviously give that final heat the information as to what time they need to go to make it through.
Yeah, that's it, yeah, and it's pretty close actually when you go further back down the field, so we'll just wait for the watch for the finishing positions as well, because they could be all important as well. But the leaders at the moment look like Zach Logue is comfortable in front there. Arthur Elgard, the Danish swimmer, clear in second position. He should be pretty safe, I think, to make that final. Also going well, Jay Manners, clear in third position. The rest, well, all to play for the other positions.
Yeah. Daniel Ferguson has come back strongly on the breaststroke in lane 3, so he's got a good freestyle, so we should expect to see him do well. And George Cowan from Dundee City Aquatics in lane 7 also putting in a good show here in this second heat.
Well, as they head for home now, the leading two, Zach Logue. Looks like he's just going to hold off the challenge of Arthur Dalen Elgard, the Danish swimmer, who looks pretty strong on the freestyle, you have to say. Zach Logue keeping an eye on the man next to him, and Zach Logue just upping the stroke rate there at the end just to make sure he got the touch over the Danish swimmer. 4:32.90 and 4:33.31, so it was close at the end, but Zach Logue had that under control. Jay Manners will be in for third position now, 4:47.51 for Jay Manners. And in fourth place, well, it was George Cowan who got the touch there, a couple of seconds ahead of Daniel Ferguson. Tom Jeffers in sixth position, so they'll have a close eye on this final heat, but Zach Logue was in control of that one. 4:32.90, Arthur Dalen Elgard in second and Jay Manners in third.
Yeah, I think really good there for the first two guys. 4:32, 4:33. That's excellent heat swimming for a 400 IM. They were a long way ahead of Jay Manners in third. So really now this final heat, if they get their act together, any one of them could see that and say, I can make this final now.
And here are the starters for this final heat. See in lane number 0, right at the top, there is Angus Rutherford, hard to Midlothian. In lane 1, Joseph Martin from Newcastle Swim Team. Max Underwood in 2 from City of Oxford. Gianno Napolitano from Bellshill Sharks in 3. Callum Laurie from University of Stirling in 4. Lucas Brun Strobeck from the Danish national junior team in 5. Jamie McDonald from Warrender in 6. Nicholas Skelton and George Rudd, City of Oxford swimmers in 7 and 8. And Mark Ford, City of Glasgow in lane number 9. Another one of your swimmers in here? Yeah.
Yep. Mark Ford, one of our City of Glasgow team members, is also a part of the Scottish Institute of Sport programme. 2 gold medals at the British Championships, Summer Championships last summer, and known mainly for his backstroke and his butterfly, but we encourage him to make sure he does all the events. Still only 15 years old, and 400 IM is part of his repertoire, and it'd be nice to see him put in a good performance here. But lots of competition in this heat for Mark, including the boy next to him, George Rudd, and Nicholas Skelton from Oxford, 2 of the Oxford guys in here. In fact, 3 Oxford swimmers in this heat, with Max Underwood also going in lane 2. Callum Laurie was really pleased with his 200 IM last night. It was a great time for him to win that event in 2:05, and he should be the favourite here, but Gianno Napolitano has got the early lead here on that backstroke, going well.
Yeah, very good swim yesterday from Callum Laurie. If he makes the final, we should see the gold and silver medalist from the 200 metres individual medley be in the final for the 400 IM. Callum Laurie well placed at the moment in lane number 4, just behind Gianno Napolitano. And in lane number 5, well, is it lane number 5? Might be lane number 7 actually, from Nicholas Skelton from City of Oxford. Well, you put the marker down in the previous heat, Ian. City of Oxford, strong breaststrokers. Are we expecting to see the 3 swimmers make the moves here?
Well, Skelton did a really good backstroke there, so I wasn't sure what his standard was like on backstroke, but he's come through really well there. He's right up with the leaders, and we could see George Rudd and Max Underwood now coming through on the breaststroke if they're following that good breaststroke Oxford tradition. Callum Laurie is also a very good breaststroker individually as well, so we're seeing him now just taking back the lead from Gianno Napolitano, and Lucas Brun Strobeck from the Danish national junior team also coming through. We've got 4 swimmers in a line with 50 metres to go.
Yeah, very, very close race here. Callum Laurie has come through in the first position, but Skelton going really well, closest to us of those 4 swimmers at the bottom lane of the 4. But Callum Laurie looking pretty strong here on this breaststroke, going ahead of the Danish swimmer Strobeck in second place, but Skelton hanging on pretty well. Gianno Napolitano just falling down the rankings here, down to 4th spot. But Callum Laurie swum this very well. Certainly the second half of this breaststroke again, very, very powerful for Callum Laurie.
Yeah, using his efficiency on his breaststroke technique to good effect there to come through nicely, and he should swim. I'm expecting him to swim fairly comfortably in this freestyle leg now, knowing that he's in a good enough position that he's going to comfortably qualify for the A final. I think the Danish boy Strobeck is going to do similar, although it's going to be quite a tight finish, and then it's the other guys are going to have to race it, see what they can put in. Skelton is still going well. He's having a great swim, Nicholas Skelton. Looks like he's going to be close to his best time, if not well under it. Yeah, he should be. If he's entered on a 4:47, so I'm expecting him to finish quicker than that. Napolitano is now back in 4th and just drifting off the pace a little bit as George Rudd is pushing on in 5th place.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight finish here. Strobeck taking the lead here. Callum Laurie doesn't want to let him get his own way here. They're going to fight this one out in the closing stages here. Strobeck and Laurie. Laurie with a black cap. Strobeck with a white cap. It's very close at the end, and it is 4:41.91 for Callum Laurie. Will take that one. Strobeck in second position, the Danish swimmer, and Nick Skelton, great swim there for the City of Oxford, 4:44.95. Nicholas Skelton, great swim there, an improvement on his time, and he was going for it in the heats this morning, and great swim.
Excellent swim from Nicholas Skelton. I think he'll be really pleased with that. That's going to get him into the A final. And I was a little surprised there to see those boys, Callum and Strobeck, racing so hard down that last 15 to 25 metres. They really didn't need to do that. They were both going comfortably through to the final, and potentially a little bit of wasted energy there that they could have saved for not a lot of gain, really, to just get a touch out in that race.
Yeah, looks like we have a disqualification in that one. Jimmy McDonald looks like disqualified, the swimmer in lane number 6, but we saw there Callum Laurie and Lucas Strobeck fight it out at the end there, just in a pretty similar way as Zach Loeb didn't let Arthur Elgar get ahead of him in the previous heat here, so I hope they haven't wasted too much energy for the final tonight. All 4 of those main swimmers should make it into that A final tonight, and also Nicholas Skelton as well. Wonder if he can improve again on that great time that he's done this morning. 200 freestyle next up for women. And we have 5 heats in this one. That is the lineup for heat number 1. And it's looking down there on an all Scottish affair by the looks of things here.
And this opening heat, yes, it looks like it. Some good junior swimmers and a couple of senior swimmers in Anna Pollock and Alicia Lumsden in lanes 1 and 2. And they're all entered in around the 2:13 to 2:14 area, so potentially a close racing prospect.
We'll see how this one goes. Full lineup there: Anna Pollock from Stirling Swimming 1, Alicia Lumsden, South Aberdeenshire in 2, Lisa Miller from East Kilbride in 3, Eve Corrigan, Warrender in 4, Lucy Grieve, South Ayrshire in 5, Erica Chopek from Heart of Midlothian in 6, and Elise McQueenie from City of Glasgow in lane number 7. Yeah, all these swimmers very, very close in terms of entry times, and very close as they go over that first turn. Just with the lead, it is Erica Chopek, 30.96, but only by 0.1 of a second, in fact 0.09 of a second there, 9/100 separating Erica Chopek from the second place swimmer. So no one out of contention at the moment as they come down to the halfway point, and it does look like Erica Chopek possibly in lane number 6, or possibly in lane number 3. It is Lisa Miller in lane number 3, just with a touch, but it's very tight there.
Yeah, very close. Only 1/100, 7/100 separating the top 3 as they turned at the halfway mark. And you know, the 200 freestyle, it's another tricky race to perform well at. You've got to get your strategy right in this. The balance of the energy use down each length is critical into determining your overall performance. You can't go out too hard, but at the same time you can't afford to let your competitors get away from you, because it's only 4 lengths and you need to come back hard on that final 50 metres, which these girls are now on. And it's Lucy Grieve and now Elise McQueenie in lane 7. One of the Glasgow swimmers is taking it on, and Elise is pushing on here. It looks like she's pushing for the lead.
Well, you'll be pleased to see that the City of Glasgow swimmer, one of your swimmers there, trying to contend for the lead in this very first heat. Lucy Grieve in lane number 6, Elise McQueenie in lane number 7, Grieve in 5, McQueenie in 7. It looks like McQueenie might have the edge here, and she does, 2:12.96 there.
An excellent swim from Elise McQueenie. She's on a fast improvement curve at the moment, and it's great to see her winning that heat from lane 7. Don't often get swims winning heat swims from lane 7, so you know, it tells you that she's put in a really good swim.
And it was the 2 youngsters, Elise McQueenie and Lucy Grieve, the 2 14 years of age swimmers taking the top 2 spots there. So the youngsters showing them the way home.
Exactly, yeah, and it just shows you what you can do. The age, this is an open meet. We've got the ages listed of the swimmers, but it is an open age meet apart from the junior final, and it shows you that you don't, just because you're 14 doesn't mean you can't challenge the 17, 18-year-olds.
Yeah, and that's what those 2 14-year-olds certainly did. So it looks like we have a little bit of an issue here with the timing pad, a little bit of a delay. That was the first of the 5 heats for this 200 freestyle. We have the cyclically seeded heats coming up for heats number 3, 4 and 5. And we've got one more heat to come before we get to those ones. We have 10 swimmers going in this next heat. And they're just about getting ready to go. Didn't seem to be many delays yesterday. A little bit of a
we had a pretty slick run yesterday. There was a couple of issues with the starting mechanism down at the 50-meter end, and the odd issue with the pads. Sometimes you can't avoid that. You do your best to set them all up in the morning, but sometimes the connections and the wires just aren't right, and you have to fix them. Good job that we've got Sean Dawson on hand to help sort these things out.
Yeah, Sean on the case there. A number of volunteers, of course, and behind the scenes here and in front of house as well.
Yeah,
they like to get on camera, don't they?
Estimated that we have, we've got all the officials, which is about 30 to 40 people, but on top of that, there's probably about another 50 to 60 people, 100 people in total, just volunteers helping to make this meet happen. That's not including the staff at the pool who work here as well. So a lot of people involved, and it's great to have them. We can't make these things run at all if you don't have people helping out, and just say thank you to them whilst we're waiting here for these pads to be corrected. So yeah, a lot of them have come from the city of Glasgow, parents of kids who are either swimming today or even not swimming today. They're mucking around, getting their hands dirty, whatever it is, little jobs need doing. We've got young children helping out, running results around the building. We've got kick carriers in the finals, stewards marshalling in particular entrances and exits. So a lot of things go into running a meet of this nature.
Yeah, volunteers very much to the fore in doing that, and it's great to see them coming out in force this weekend. We're just about there, I think. The pad just getting screwed into position. There's the lineup for heat number 2. You see Flora Nichols there will go in the lane right at the top there. Lane number 0 from Warrender. Niamh Page from Newcastle in 1. Elle McMillan from Arbroath St Thomas in 2. Caitlin Cambrook from City of Sunderland in 3. Hannah Young, South Ayrshire in 4. Natalie Jones, Warrender in 5. Lauren Turnbull from Stirling Swim in 6. Morgan Anderson and Scarlett Ferris from Dundee City Aquatics in 7 and 8. And Sarah Anderson from Warrender in lane number 9. So big Warrender presence in this one. 3 swimmers in this one. Still very strong club. They have been over the years.
Yeah, there's a top age group club in Scotland at the moment. A large group of swimmers there, all doing particularly well. Flora Nichols and Sarah Anderson we've got on the outside of this heat. They're both coached by Kostas Kalitsis, the head coach at Warrender, and also in between them in the middle we've got Natalie Jones, who's only 14, coached by Andrew Addison in one of the age group squads at Warrender. So it'll be interesting to see if these 3 girls, how they go and challenge themselves against we've got 2 girls from Dundee City Aquatics in here, Stirling, South Ayrshire, Sunderland, Arbroath and Newcastle.
Yeah, 3 14-year-olds again, the 2 girls from Dundee City Aquatics in 7 and 8, and Natalie Jones in the centre there in that red cap of Warrender. That's the 3 14-year-olds. We saw 2 14-year-olds take it to the other swimmers in that previous heat. Can we see the same at this time? Well, again, very, very close in the early stages as they come down to the halfway point. Looks like
there's only, like the first heat, between the end, only looking at their entry times, there's only 1.3 seconds difference between first and 10th here on the entry, so potentially, a very tight finishing prospect if they swim to form.
And again, it's one of the 14-year-olds who has taken it out. And that's a pink cap of Dundee City Aquatics. Morgan Anderson in lane number 7 has a clear advantage there. Lauren Turnbull trying to press her one lane up, and also going up there in lane number 1. Niamh Page going well. Niamh Page from the Newcastle swim team, but great start there from Morgan Anderson, and she is holding on here.
Yeah, and Morgan was in good form yesterday as well. I noticed she had a couple of good swims on day 1, and she's continuing that right here in this heat at 1:38 with the 50 metres to go. Can she hold on and take this win? We've got people coming back at her in the middle of the pool now, but Morgan has still got the lead.
Yeah, what a great swim this is from Morgan Anderson. Niamh Page now trying to challenge there right at the top here. It's between Niamh Page and Morgan Anderson, and also coming through as well in the centre. Oh, but it is between those two. Morgan Anderson just takes it ahead of Niamh Page, and Hannah Young it was in the centre there. Comes through for 3rd position, but it was very close. Only half a second separating the top 3 there. But Morgan Anderson took it out strong, and she managed to hold on there. 2:12.33 for the youngster Morgan Anderson, just finishing ahead of Niamh Page.
Yeah, you can see 3 people on 2:12, and then of course you had Elise in the last heat on 2:12. So you can, it just shows you that the tenths of seconds can make a big difference. You've got to get the starts, turns, finishes just right. Save those little bits of time where you can, because it can make a big difference to what final you end up in.
Oh, this is the 3rd heat, just underway now. It's the first of the seeded heats. We have Erin Donnelly from Pearl of Stockton in lane 0, Jennifer Green from Wigan Best in 1, Katie Shanahan back in the water again. She goes in lane 2 for City of Glasgow. We have Kirsty Simpson and Hannah Miley, both Aberdeen Performance, in lane numbers 3 and 4. Nikki Miller, East Kilbride in 5. Katie Smith from Warrender in 6. Adele Daly from the National Centre in Limerick in 7. Caroline Barrett from the Danish national junior team, junior champion from last night. Karen Heath from Swim West Lothian in lane number 9 completes the lineup. But centre lane's looking good here, as you might expect. Hannah Miley and Nikki Miller, stroke for stroke there as they go to halfway.
Yeah, this is an interesting race. This will be a tighter race to make the final than it was in the 400 IM for Hannah, so she's going to have to put on a decent performance here in the heats, and she's out in the 101, and that's a good start. Nikki Miller, good to see her back in Scotland. She's now out training in America during the academic year with the University of Florida, and this is one of her best events, so it'll be interesting to see what form she's in. We've not seen her competing in Scotland for the last few months. And going well in 3rd place is Katie Smith. And in 4th, it's also Adele Daly from the National Centre in Limerick, who's putting in a good show. And other people coming back fast down the last 50.
It looks like Hannah Miley may well just have the edge over Nikki Miller here. Good swim from the top 2, putting himself in a good position here to make that a final tonight. Hannah Miley will take this one though, and it is a time of 2:04.97 for Hannah Miley. Looked fairly comfortable there in the closing stages. Nikki Miller swam well, 2:06.69 for Nikki Miller, and in 3rd place it was Katie Smith, just ahead of Adele Daly, 2:10. Both the 3rd and 4th place swimmers are. So that touch might be important there for Katie Smith, just getting ahead of Adele Daly.
Yeah, 2:10 there. It'll be really interesting. We've got 3 seeded heats, so if you want to get through to the final when there's 3 seeded heats, you've got to be in that top 2. Top 3 might get you through, but you know, it all depends now on what times these girls in the next 2 heats go.
And this is the second of the seeded heats, heat number 4 of the 5 heats in total. Faye Rogers from Borough Stockton in 0, Ellie Smith in 1 from City of Glasgow. Next our City of Glasgow teammate Lauren Wetherall. In lane number 3 is Amelie Sophie Mortensen from the Danish national junior team. Lucy Hope and Monique Olivier in 4 and 5. They're both Edinburgh University. Roisin Ramsey from Warrender in 6. Sophie Theophile Peterson from Belia Swim Club in 7. Melissa Braddock Wigan Best in lane number 8. And Kirsty Griffiths, the third City of Glasgow swimmer, goes in lane number 9. So big City of Glasgow presence here.
Yeah, well represented again in this event, and particularly in this heat. Lauren Wetherall is keeping up with the leaders here. She's 10 in the 4th. A great opening split from her, but it's Amelie Mortensen from Denmark who's got the lead from Lucy Hope and Monique Olivier.
Yeah, looks like the Danish swimmer trying to push herself into those top 2 positions, trying to guarantee that place pretty much for the A final. And she's in a good spot at the moment in lane number 3. Lucy Hope with a great Commonwealth Games, some excellent swims there from Lucy Hope out there in the Gold Coast. She is being headed by her Edinburgh Uni teammate Monique Olivier. Lucy Hope in the middle of those leading 3 there as they come onto the last lane.
I think we've seen Lucy swimming a different strategy there. She's gone out a lot steadier than she normally does, and coming through now with a fast finish to take this heat. Lucy, she goes past Mortensen and Olivier. Those are the top 3 though. Lauren Wetherall hanging on in lane 2 for 4th place from Roisin Ramsey. Close finish between those 2. In they come, and 2:04 for the winner there, Lucy Hope. Fastest qualifier so far.
Yeah, very good swim there from Lucy Hope, showing her strength there in that last 50, and she takes that one 2:04.29. Emily Mortensen in 2nd there. Monique Olivier just in 3rd, 2:04, 2:05, 2:05. That's the rankings. That is what the last heat will be looking at. Here is the lineup for that last heat of this 200 metres freestyle. Harry Swanson from Warrender goes up there in lane number 0. Elizabeth Woodcock from Preston in 1. Sophie Lewis Ward from Edinburgh Uni in lane 2. Emily Horn from City of Glasgow in 3. Catherine Greenslade from Edinburgh Uni in lane 4, next to Rachel Masson, her Edinburgh University teammate. Anna Fleming, City of Glasgow in 6. Joanne Hingeberg from Danish national junior team in 7. Jessica Law from Southport in 8, and Alicia Bain from University of Aberdeen Performance down there in lane number 9. Middle 2. Well, it's a kind of the race kind of split into 3 there. The middle 2 were away. We had a group in 2nd place going over together, and a little group up the top there going over together.
Yeah, interesting strategies again here. We see Kat Greenslade, one of the best 200 freestylers in Great Britain today. Swam it for Wales at the Commonwealth Games in this event. And she's taking it out very controlled, just like Lucy did. But Rachel Masson has gone out a lot faster, her teammate. I'd be interested now to see if Rachel can hold on. Kat out in 1:01, followed by Anna Fleming and Emily Horn in 1:02.
Yeah, Greenslade won the 200 backstroke yesterday, trying to double up with this 200 freestyle. She'll be one of the favourites certainly. And Rachel Masson going well in these early stages. Greenslade keeping an eye on her Edinburgh Uni teammate. I wonder if she can do what Lucy Hope did in that previous heat and pull through on that final 50. 3rd position, looks like it is Anna Fleming, City of Glasgow swimmer, the home swimmer, holding off the challenge from Joanne Hingeberg from Denmark. It's going to be very close here between those 2, and it does look like Greenslade has followed the pattern that we saw in that previous heat. She has pulled through ahead of Rachel Masson, and she's going to take this one. Another very impressive second last 50 there.
Pretty much a negative split from Catherine Greenside there to finish in 2:02 and take the top spot for the final. Rachel Masson will be pleased also with a 2:03. That's got her through comfortably for the final. And then we're down to Joanne Hingeberg at 2:07.94 from the Danish junior team.
Well, top 6 swimmers all under the 2:10 there, so giving them a chance to, certainly for another swim this evening. Should see them into one of the finals, I think, but at Greenslade, very good swim there. Also with Lucy Hope in that previous heat, and also Hannah Miley in the heat before that. Should be a cracking final again in the 200 freestyle.
Yeah, it's a great racing prospect, that one. A lot of good with Hannah, Nikki, Lucy, Monique, Catherine, Rachel. At least 6 people there who are in with a chance of winning that race tonight.
The men's 200 freestyle, the next one up. They're coming thick and fast this morning. Trying to catch up a little bit of that time maybe that they lost with changing that pad. But the men are out there. We have 5 heats of this men's 200 freestyle. Luke Wilby from City of Oxford. And up there in lane number 1, Liam McLaughlin from Warrender in 2, Keir Buchanan from East Kilbride in 3, Logan Eason from Stirling Swim in lane number 4, Craig Greenock from Cumbernauld in 5, Keir Edgar from Falkirk Integrated Regional Swim Team in 6, and Alexander Finger from Belia Swim Club in 7, and Aaron Beckford from Derwentside in lane number 8. Swimmers here hoping to dip under the 2-minute mark, and out ahead in the early stages, Keir Edgar and Craig Greenock. Did I get that one right?
Yeah, it's confusing. I've got 2 Keirs in this one. Keir Buchanan in lane 3, Keir Edgar in lane 6, but it's Craig Greenock from Cumbernauld who's got the early lead. And like you said there, it's trying to get under that 2-minute barrier is one of the big things. And 3 of the boys have entered a time which is just under it, 1:59.9, and they'll be looking to see if they can come back here. They're out in 58 or 59. That gives them a chance, but you've got to put in a good second half split if you're going to come back and break 2 minutes off that.
Yeah, it's Craig Greenock out ahead there in lane number 5, also going well. Up there in lane number 2, Liam McLaughlin pulling through the Warrender swimmer, but it does look like Craig Greenock now has got the edge on the rest of the field here. Alexander Finger going well, may well be in second position. The Danish swimmer there, just 2 lanes down from the leader. And also coming through, Keir Edgar trying to hold on to the position that he had in the early stages here. Also right up there at the top, Liam McLaughlin having a good second half of this race and may well be pushing on the leader here. Craig Greenock really under pressure here as they come into the final 5 metres now. Looks like Greenock will just about hold on here, but it's going to be close at the end.
Just underneath, there's only one person got under the 2 minutes there. That's Craig Greenock, 1:59.52. It was a great finish from Liam McLaughlin, the Warrender swimmer, coming back very strongly to take second place in 2 minutes. 0.16. That's not really surprising because Liam was another one of those swimmers who had a good day yesterday. You could tell he's in good form, so nice to see him finishing that race well.
So Craig Greenock swam that one very well indeed. Should get more people under the 2 minute mark in this heat. All the entry times 1:57 through to 1:59. The swimmers in this one, Jack Sharanek in lane 0 from Edinburgh University, Finlay Saunders from Hart Midlothian in 1, Fraser Allison from Warrender in 2, Lawrence Campbell from City of Glasgow in 3, Greg Fairbairn from Bellshill Sharks in 4, Daniel Ferguson from Swim West Lothian in 5, Duncan McKinney, City of Glasgow in 6, Jacob Jewell from the Danish national junior team in 7, Rory Dixon from North Ayrshire in lane number 8, and Oliver O'Halloran from Derwentside down there in lane number 9. Good start from Jack Sharanek there right at the top there, representing Edinburgh University. He started well, Jack.
Yeah, I mean he's got a lot of speed. Jack usually swims a good 50 and 100 metres, so it's not surprised to see him out there quickly, but it's in lane 7. It's Jakob Juhl from Denmark, the Danish junior team. He's out 56.5 and going great guns here. He's pulling away from the field. A lot of people in contention in the middle, including Daniel Ferguson, the excellent freestyler from West Lothian swim team, and he's been pushed well by Duncan McKinney, the hometown boy, in lane 6. Coming into 50 metres to go, it's Jakob Juhl, 3 or 4 metres clear.
Yeah, he certainly is, and that's significantly faster than we saw in that first heat. A good couple of second advantage there over that first heat. The Danish swimmer looking very, very good indeed. This is a great swim for Jakob Juhl from the Danish national junior team. My goodness.
5 or 6 metres ahead and pulling away all the time. He's going to smash his PB. He's entered on 158.6. Can he get 155 or even 154? 155.11. I think he had a slightly slow finish, but Duncan McKinney is in well to get second. Well, it was Jaranek who just touched him out for second at 159. 4 boys coming in on 159 there. Jaranek, McKinney, Ferguson, Fairbairn, and Fraser Allison, all touching in 1 minute 59. So a close race again.
Oh, very close for second. No doubt about the winner though was Jakob Juhl. Came away 155.11. Well, excellent swim there from the Dane, and Jack Sharanek just holding on at the closing stages there. He said he was better known as a sprinter over the 50 and the 100. Managed to hold on pretty well there at the end to get second place in that heat.
He did, and it was a good swim from him. I think he'll be pretty pleased with that. We've got first of the 3 seeded heats now, so this is where we see the bigger names and the faster swimmers come to the fore again. Some of our Scotland's Commonwealth Games athletes coming up in the next couple of heats, including Craig McLean and Stephen Milne. But in this first of the seeded heats, it's Regan Lloyd from Ipswich who's the leader.
Yeah, Regan Lloyd in centre lane in lane number 4. Full line up there at the top. There's Tony Joe Trett Oliver from University of Stirling. Next to him, his teammate Luke Robbins, University of Stirling. Joseph Mooney from the National Centre in Limerick was in lane 2. Archie Goodburn from Warrender in 3. Regan Lloyd leading them through in lane number 4. And Team Ipswich, Finn McGeever from Limerick in 5, Ross Leslie, Edinburgh Uni in 6, John Wright from Aberdeen University Performance in 7, Alan Corby from Limerick in 8, and Will Beavan from Preston in 9. Big presence from Limerick here.
Yeah, it's great to see the Swim Island teams over. Their national centre programmes from both Dublin and Limerick are through at this competition, and we're delighted to have them here, along with a few other Irish swimmers as well. But it's Regan Lloyd who's holding on here, the Team Ipswich swimmer. Always good to see Regan up in Scotland, comes up here often, and he's got about a 3 metre lead now as we head into the final 15 metres of this race.
It does look like it's going to be Regan Lloyd very strong at the end here. It's going to be faster than that previous heat. And a 153.86 for Regan Lloyd. We'll take that one. Ahead of Finn McGeever, 155.65 for Finn McGeever. So he's clear in second position. It was close for third though, and that touch just going to Archie Goodburn ahead of John Wright there. Those 2 swimmers just separated by hundredths of a second there. 5 100 separating them.
A great swim from Regan Lloyd there for a heat, and that should be enough to get him through to the A final. Coached, of course, by Dave Champion down there in Ipswich, and as I say, good to see him travelling up to Glasgow for this competition. On to heat 4.
That's heat 4 underway now. Oscar Lindholm from Danish team in 0. Daniel Jenkins, City of Oxford in 1. Ryan Retson from first in lane number 2. Angus Barr and Craig McLean in 3 and 4. From University of Stirling, David Prendergast from the National Centre in Dublin in 5. Scott Godby and Jack Watson from Edinburgh Uni in 6 and 7, Scott Gibson in 8 from East Kilbride, and Joe Watt from City of Glasgow in lane number 9. As you said, Ian, that Commonwealth Games swimmers in these heats. Craig McLean, the first of them, going in lane number 4.
Yeah, and Craig had an excellent Commonwealth Games. He swam 1 minute 48 in the heats in this event. Just missed out on a place in the final, but has secured himself a spot on that Great Britain team for the European Championships this summer. So again, another one using this meet as preparation for that. I would expect to see him come through a lot stronger now on the second half. He's gone out pretty comfortably, and let's see him bring it back if he can catch Scott Godby, who's the somewhat surprise leader, up there by about 5 metres clear at the halfway mark, the Edinburgh University swimmer. Can he hold on now as Craig starts to put in his challenge? Also going well is David Prendergast from the National Centre in Dublin.
Yeah, very good start there from Scott Godby. So they're all playing catch up on him. Craig McLean looking like he's just making some inroads to that lead for Scott Godby there, and it looks like Craig McLean just coming through now in the closing stages now. Scott Godby just trying to hold on here, trying to hold off the challenge from David Prendergast, but it is going to be Craig McLean who will ease in here, and Scott Godby kicks again and should get second here, and he does get second, 155.27. Craig McLean in 154.54. Scott Godby, as I said, in second, just ahead of David Prendergast and Ryan Retson in third position. But comfortable swim from Craig McLean there. As you said, he's gone under the 150, so that 154 well within his capabilities. But good swim there from Scott Godby. Did it the hard way.
He did, and it's a tricky and brave thing to do, and he did it very well. On to the final heat, and here we see Stephen Milne coming out again for the 200 freestyle.
Full line-up for this one. Charlie Waddingham, University of Stirling in 0. Martin McInnes from City of Glasgow in 1. Alexander Norgard and Andreas Hansen in 2 and 3 for the Danish national team. Stephen Milne in 4 from Perth City. Sebastian Tulberg, another one of the Danish team, in 5. Harley Beanchus from Wigan Best in 6. Tom Bealey from University of Aberdeen in 7. Adaya Hasuna from Warrender in 8. And Daniel Morley from Derwentside in lane number 9. Stephen Milne surrounded by the Danish swimmers here. Stephen Milne, of course, the champion yesterday in the 200 metres backstroke. And
yeah, and in fact, in lane 1, it's Glasgow's Martin McInnes has gone out very well, just in a line with Milne, but also Alexander Norgard and Andreas Hansen as well. Those 4 have taken this lead on at 50, all out in 55s, 56s. Will Stephen Milne come back strong? He's looking in a little danger at the moment. He needs to put in a challenge here.
Yeah, Stephen Milne just lying probably in about 3rd or 4th at the minute with that red cap in the upper of those 2 yellow lane marked lanes there. He's behind at the moment, just in second now. Andreas Hansen in first position. Alexander Norgard, of course, the champion yesterday in the 1500 freestyle. But Stephen Milne coming through now with that red cap, challenging Hansen, Andreas Hansen. And Stephen Milne coming in now to the last 5 metres. Stephen Milne looks like he swum this well. Looks pretty comfortable for him. It's going to be faster, I think, than the previous heat. 152.57 for Stephen Milne. Andreas Hansen in second place. Well, just 0.19 of a second the difference between the leading 2. Alexander Norgard showing his strength to get through into third place, 154.13.
And of course that is more than enough for Milne and Hansen and Norgard to get through to the A final. Stephen swimming it cleverly, going out in 56, coming back in 56 to make that 152. But also some good swims from the other contenders in that race.
Yeah, your swimmer Martin McInnes swam pretty well there.
Yeah, Martin
sneaked into that A final, I think.
Just on his BB, just out maybe a 10th outside his best time, and he's looks like he's made it through to the A final. So obviously subject to additional swims this afternoon, but he'll be pleased with that. Great morning swim from him. Maybe just needs to finish the race off a little bit faster and a little bit better. But if you're in the top 10, you can't really complain after the morning heats.
And some more heats for us to enjoy now. The 100 breaststroke event. We have 5 heats of this one for the women, followed by 5 heats for the men. First heat for the women: Cara Johnston, Warren Durham 1, Megan Ruddy from East Kilbride in 2, Nicole Chandler, Western Berkshire in 3, Sarah March, Gateshead and Wickham in 4, Alice Knight goes in at 5 for Falkirk Integrated Regional Swim Team, Ciara Stricker from South Ayrshire in 6, Molly Young, City of Glasgow in 7, Jennifer Murray from North Ayrshire in lane number 8.
Yeah, only 0.6 seconds separating these girls on their entry times, all around the 1:19 mark. And we've got a close race again lined up here, but it's Sarah March with a strong first 50 at 36.44, who's taken this on the Gateshead and Wickham swimmer. One of several teams from the northeast of England who've come up to this competition. It's good to see them here.
Yeah, she's got a clear lead there, as you can see. Got the lead over the rest of the field. Also going down well, Jennifer Murray going well, and Molly Young as well from City of Glasgow. And also up there is Megan Ruddy from East Kilbride, pushing for the advantage here for this 100 breaststroke, coming into the final stages now. But it does look like Sarah March is going to take this one, and she does take it in 1:17.74. Good improvement from her to take that one. She took it out fast. Jennifer Murray in 2nd place and Megan Ruddy in 3rd, under the 120 mark.
Looks like an excellent swim from Sarah March there. If entered on a 1:18.91, dropping to 1:17.74. Got to be happy with that.
Sarah March set the target for the heats to come. Wouldn't be out of place in this heat that time. Heat number 2 sees Elaine Murray from Broch in lane 0, Beth Brown, Milgai and Bearsden in 1, Victoria Reid, Glasgow Uni in 2, Lucy Trotter from Warrender in 3, Alicia Lumsden, South Aberdeenshire in 4, Anna Colston in lane number 5 from Falkirk Integrated Regional Swim Team, Jenny Galloway and Sophie Hoole in 6 and 7 from Warrender, Zoe Price from Gateshead and Wickham in 8, and Kirsty Peng from Warrender in lane number 9. But we are missing a couple of lanes here. Lanes 2 and 3 not taking the start for this one, but we do have the remaining 8 swimmers.
And the Warrender swimmer Sophie Hoole is in taking the start 36.02. Sophie, one of their top young prospects, coming through nicely at the moment. Good breaststroker, good freestyler, and she's got the lead here. Can she hold on now as Alicia Lumsden in the middle comes back at her, and also Gateshead again. Gateshead and Wickham's Zoe Price in lane 8, also putting in a strong finish and coming past Sophie Hoole now.
Sophie Hoole, the 14-year-old, the youngest swimmer in this field, trying to hold on desperately in the closing stages. Alicia Lumsden coming through too, and could it be a double for Gateshead and Wickham? Zoe Price is very close at the end, and it is Zoe Price. Well, Gateshead and Wickham on fire in the early stages here of this women's 100 breaststroke, and Zoe Price takes it in 1:18.78. Sophie Hoole in 2nd, good swim from the youngster, and Alicia Lumsden in 3rd position. But Zoe Price, well, Gateshead and Wickham got a couple of good swims there.
2 heat wins in a row. That's excellent for them. There's obviously some good work going on down there in the northeast of England. The first of our seeded heats coming up. Interesting to see here Cara Hanlon, one of our fastest seeds in lane 4, and Thea Blomsterberg from the Danish junior team in lane 5. Those are the 2 favourites for this heat.
Yeah, line up for this one: Anna Pollock in 0, Heather Lees in lane number 1, Bridget Measurer in 2, Erin Robertson in 3, Cara Hanlon and Tia Blumsterberg, the favourites for this one in 4 and 5. Natalie Coogan's in 6, Emma Chittleborough in 7, Jennifer Pollock in 8, and Saskia Wade in lane number 9. Saskia Wade, City of Glasgow swimmer, having a good start there, closest to us. But the centre lanes and the 2 yellow lane markers there, Cara Hanlon and Tia Blumsterberg, as expected, will lead at the halfway point.
Yeah, 33.67 for Cara Hanlon. Actually fairly comfortable for her. Actually, she went 31 yesterday for the 50 breaststroke, so hopefully that's a fairly comfortable first 50 for her. And Thea Blomsterberg will stretch it out down now this in this final 50 and take the top 2 spots. Cara's looking very good actually, putting in a strong finish here, and Thea's going with her. And can they get under the 110? It'd be close. Always a good marker for the girls to dip under that 110 barrier, and they're just outside that in 111.
111.48 for Cara Hanlon to finish there, and 111.86 for Tia Blumstenberg in second position. Natalie Coogan's coming through strongly from University of Stirling, and she finishes in third place, but there's a big advantage for the top 2, Cara Hanlon and Tia Blumstenberg, as we expected. Maybe 1 and 2, and they were clear ahead of the rest of the field. That should mean that we'll see them again in the A final this evening. Of course, all dependent on the 2 heats to come. Katie McKenzie goes in lane number 0 in this 4th heat. Jessica Morgan in 1. Zoe McDonald in 2. Rachel Taylor in 3. Niamh Coyne and Josephine Cruz in the centre lanes in 4 and 5. Maura Fogg in 6. Eve Thompson in 7. Kiana McInnes back in the water again in lane number 8. And Hannah Cool in lane number 9. Good start though. Rachel Taylor from Newcastle going well in lane number 3 as they come to the turn.
Yeah, interesting one for us to call this. We don't know quite as much about some of these girls here. They're not in the middle of the pool. None of them are Scottish, and it's great to see some different girls seeded well here. Newcastle, Irish, and 2 Danish junior swimmers. So let's see what can happen down this final 50. It all looks pretty close right now between the first 5 swimmers, the fastest 5 seeded swimmers here.
Well, all to play for as they come into the final 25 here. Rachel Taylor had the lead. Niamh Coyne looks like she's maybe just taking that advantage now as they come into the closing stages here. It is going to be very close though. Rachel Taylor still holding on, the Newcastle swimmer, but Niamh Coyne from the National Centre in Dublin should take this one in the end. She does in 111.74, pretty much on a par with that previous heat. In second position it is Rachel Taylor, and in third was Josephine Cruz. Well, very close at the end. Niamh Coyne taking that one. Second in it at the end.
111s, so we've got 3 111s on the board so far going into this final seeded heat. So these girls now know exactly what they need to do, but good to see here in this one. Mona McSharry, the World Junior Champion from swimming for Marlin's Swimming Club in Ireland, in the Northern Ireland, going against Katie Robertson, one of Scotland's top junior swimmers as well on the breaststroke. So a real pedigree here. We've also got Ola Adams, Lucy Ross, Sophie Hansen from Denmark, and a good race definitely in prospect.
Mona McSharry goes in lane number 4, Katie Robertson in lane number 5. Wonder how this one is going to go. Mona McSharry, of course, 2 medals yesterday, or 2 positions there. She won the 50 metres breaststroke. She was second in the 200 metres individual medley, and we'll see what she can go in lane number 4. And she's gone out pretty well. World Junior Champion, you said, Ian. She leads them. Great, powerful stroke there. She dives into that wall.
I mean, she's incredibly powerful, this Mona McSharry. Now in 32.1, taking it out hard, well ahead of Katie Robertson here. And this could, you go on 32, you should end up in under the 110. So can she get into the 108s, the 109s? That'll put her a clear favourite for the final. Katie Robertson is still going well in second place. And then we've got a line of 4 fighting it out for third.
Well, here comes Mona McSharry into the closing stages here. No one can touch her here, and she is going to be inside that 110 mark. 108.65. Faster than I thought it was going to be, but 108.65. Katie Robertson, 112.34. So she is in second position ahead of Clara Ryback Anderson. Just gets the touch ahead of Orla Adams, but no doubt about the winner, Mona McSharry, a real star, Mona McSharry.
Yeah, I can say she won the World Junior title for 100 metre breaststroke last year in Indianapolis, and so she's already competed at the senior level as well for Ireland, and she'd be in their European team this summer, and a real prospect for medals for Ireland going forward, and it's great to see.
Yeah, it's good for the Irish team to have a star like that up and coming, Mona McSharry. She's certainly done well so far this weekend, and she looks like she's going to continue that good run of form. 2 positions last night, as I said, winning the 50 breaststroke, trying to double up tonight on the 100 breaststroke. You wouldn't bet against her given that heat performance.
Swiftly moving on to the men's 100 metre breaststroke. 5 heats of this and 5 swimmers in this first heat. We've got Diarmid Sutton from the National Centre of Limerick in lane 2, Yusuf Batoot from the City of Glasgow swim team in lane 3, Ewan McMurray from East Kilbride in 4, in lane 5 is Samuel Chell from the Borough of Stockton, and in lane 6 it's David Rowan from South Ayrshire swim team. All entered on 110.
We'll see what this contest can provide us with. Can anyone dip under that 110 mark? It looks very close at the halfway point. Very close indeed. 0.1 of a second. Samuel Chell in lane number 5, just with the edge over Ewan McMurray. Diarmid Sutton, the youngest swimmer in this one, the swimmer at the top of the 5 swimmers in this first heat, just 16 years of age. Ewan McMurray will be also someone who's eligible for the junior final, 17 years of age, a swimmer in lane number 4. The other 3 are 18 years of age, and it looks like one of those, Joseph Batoot, is going to take this one into the closing stages. He does dip under the 110, only just 109.93.
A really good swim there from Yusuf Batoot, and he had a great 50 metre swim yesterday, and more of a 50 metre sprinter than the 100, but it's great to see him. That's the first time he's ever gone under the 110 marker, and he'll be delighted with that, to take that and to win the heat as well. So he'll be going home happy this morning. He'll have to win to see if that gets him through to any of the finals.
Well, he'll be happy. His coach is happy.
Yeah, he's in our program, but I don't usually directly coach him. He's coached by my assistant Danielle Brayson, and she's brought him on really well this season. He's been working really hard, and his freestyles come on nicely, and his breaststroke yesterday was really good. Made the final yesterday, 30.52 in the 50 yesterday, and that's another PB for him this morning.
Oh, very good stuff there. City of Glasgow doing well this morning. We've got another City of Glasgow swimmer in this one, and that's Angus Nicol in lane 3. We do have Arthur Elgard in 0, Theo Goodfellow in 1, Callum Warnock in 2, Angus Nicol, as I said, in 3, Thomas Siopanis in 4, Michael Irwin in 5, Thomas McSkimming in 6, Thomas Cannon in 7, Jamie Easton in 8, and Cameron Allison in lane number 9. Thomas Siopanis from Edinburgh University, just with the lead there. Again, these swimmers all in the kind of a 108, 109 range. Anyone dip under those entry times? The one that looks most likely is lane number 4, Thomas Siopanis, entry time of 108.31, and he is leading the field here, coming into the last 5 meters now. It looks like Thomas Cannon also going well. from Inverclyde. He may get in second, but 107.84 will take that one. Another good swim there, half a second improvement for Thomas Siopanis.
Yeah, hopefully that's a PB for him as well. A couple other good swims. Thomas Cannon dipping under the 110 there, 109.22. That's quicker than his own entry time. And we also had a 109.94 out there in lane 0 from Arthur Dell and Ellegard.
Yeah, Ellegard back in the water again after his individual medley swims. Goes second position in the individual medley yesterday. Third heat of this 100 breaststroke, and we did speak about City of Oxford before, and they've got a big presence in this one.
Yeah, this is 3 of their best breaststrokers going in 4, 5 and 6. David Murphy, Callum Smart and Conor Bryan right in the middle of the pool there. We've also got a Glasgow trio as well, Sandy Farisiak, Max Hagan and Cameron Muir at the top of the pool in 0, 1 and 2. And in addition we've got Daniel Lim, one of Malaysia's top breaststroke swimmers, swimming for Edinburgh University in lane 3, and another Glasgow swimmer in 7, Andrew Hosey, and then it's Yushan Cook from the National Centre at Limerick in 8, and Oscar Heald from Edinburgh University in lane 9.
Oh, the 3 City of Oxford swimmers there in 4, 5 and 6. Pretty much to the 4 here. Just maybe Daniel Lim from Edinburgh University in lane 3, one up from those yellow lanes. Just challenging the 3 City of Oxford swimmers, but they look pretty strong though. And it does look like David Murphy was going to take this one. Coming into the last 5 now. David Murphy, pretty comfortable for him, I think. 103.22 for City of Oxford. They also get second place with Callum Smart as well. And third position, well, it was Cameron Muir who finished very strongly there, 105.44.
Yeah, that's a good swim from Cameron. Not far off his best time, just a couple of tenths. Also a good swim from Max Hagan in lane 2, PBing as well. But 103 was the leading time, and that set the standard for the final 2 heats to come.
It's the first of those final 2 heats now. Jack Green, Craig Barnes, Liam Doyle, Tobermory Mackay, champion, we mentioned him before. Alex Murphy from Dublin in 4. Jack McComish, the gold medalist in this event at the Deaflympics last year, he goes in lane 6. Andrew McIntosh in 7, Fraser Allison 8 and Ross Burns in lane number 9. But Alex Murphy in lane 4, National Centre in Dublin, tied for the 50 metres breaststroke win yesterday, but he is being headed by the Deaflympic champion from last year, Jack McComish, City of Glasgow.
Yeah, that's a good start from Jack in this heat. He's trying to get himself through to the A final. Can he hold on here as Murphy and Mackay champion are now starting to throw down a challenge a couple of lanes over, and Mackay champion in particular coming through nicely. The Oxford swimmer, but out of Perth in Scotland originally. Jack and Tobermory coming into the finish. Looks like Tobermory's just got ahead of it, and that's good swimming. 104.99, 105.48. Good swims from both those boys.
Very good finish there from Tobermory Mackay champion to take that one, 104.99. Saw him win a medal at the British Championships earlier this year. Over the 200, Jack McComish in second, though. I'd be pleased with that one to get that second position.
I guess the surprise there was to see Alex Murphy quite a long way back on the 106, so I'm not sure what his strategy was there. He's got a 1-minute entry time, so a little bit strange whether he was taking it easy or there was something wrong there. We would have expected him to win that heat, especially as he swam really well in the 50 last night.
Yeah, it's fifth heat now. We have Jay Manners, Ross Young, Owen Corby, Archie Goodburn, Craig Benson, Zach Aitchison, Joel Halloran, Ben Griffin, Ross Neely and Greg Fairbairn. That is the lineup for this 5th and final heat. Craig Benson in the centre lanes now. Must be one of the favourites for this one. Craig Benson just missing out on that 50 breaststroke yesterday. It was a tied victory. Craig Benson in third place. Zach Aitchison was just ahead of him, and they're the top two in this early stages of this 100.
Yeah, Craig Benson, double Olympian, swam in the Commonwealth Games as well. Very experienced breaststroker, one of Scotland's best breaststrokers, one of Britain's best breaststrokers, and he's got this heat. But Archie Goodburn is swimming well in lane 3, and Zach Aitchison just fading a little bit in lane 5.
Looks like Benson there will take that one. 103.13 for Craig Benson. I'll see him safely into that A final. Archie Goodburn in second, 104.62. It was a good swim from him to claim second position. Zach Aitchison in third, just ahead of Joel O'Halloran.
There's the summary. Benson is the leader from Murphy, Smart, Goodburn, Mackay Champion and Cameron Muir. That's your top 6 from the heats.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Alex Murphy's made it.
He could be in the B final.
Yeah, looks like he is in the B final, so that's a bit of a surprise there. So the joint winner, one of the joint winners of the 50 breaststroke yesterday, not going to be in that 100 final.
Yeah, a little bit of a surprise, as you say. But a great race in prospect. There's a good set of breaststrokers lined up there for the final tonight. And we're now moving on to event 7 of the morning. It's the women's 200-meter butterfly, and there are 3 heats this morning.
And the swimmers just about to go for the first heat. Lucy Robertson in lane 0 from Hart Midlothian. Morven Lister from Carnegie in lane number 1. Lucy Grieve from South Ayrshire Swim Team in 2. Ella Johnson from Southport in 3. Nikki Miller back in the water again in lane number 4, representing East Kilbride. Tara Hayworth from Edinburgh Uni in 5. Krista Wilson from Newcastle Swim Team in 6. Kate Forster in 7 from Southport. And in lane 8, Barry Avesi from City of Glasgow.
Well, we're straight into the seeded heats here with only 3 heats in the morning, so we're expecting to see some good performances and people challenging for that A final heat right here. Nikki Miller, the clear favourite in this first seeded heat, but being challenged by Tara Hayworth and Ella Johnson already as we come down into the end of the first 100 metres.
Early stages, of course, this 200 butterfly could all change in the second half of this one. Nikki Miller looking pretty good though, 107.23 at the halfway point. Ella Johnson coming through into second place, one of the Southport swimmers, one of the 2 Southport swimmers in this one, alongside Kate Forster.
I mean, getting out in 107, it should be pretty comfortable for these for Nikki and the rest of these girls. So I'm not expecting to see these entry times being matched right here. This should be a comfortable performance to get through to the final from Nikki.
Well, it's something that we haven't really seen too much of this morning. It's the kind of classic spearhead there. All the swimmers pretty much swimming to their seated positions, with Nikki Miller leading the field through, the 2 swimmers on either side of her, Ella Johnson and Tara Hayworth. Just maybe being challenged now, Tara Hayworth, by Krista Wilson. Newcastle swimmer trying to get back up.
Yeah, Krista Wilson's coming through nicely. The Newcastle swimmer, there's a good tradition of the 200 butterfly there, especially with Emily Large coming out of Newcastle, one of Britain's best 200 fly swimmers, and she's following in her footsteps perhaps as Christy comes through to third place in that heat. But Nikki took the place at 220.22 ahead of Ella Johnson in 223, and Krista Wilson there taking third at 224.12.
Nikki Miller taking that one pretty comfortable for her in the end. Expect to see her go a little bit faster when she makes it into that A final this evening. Heat number 2 is just about to get underway now. Lauren Chalmers goes in lane 0 right at the top there for Ren 96. Erin Donnelly from Borough of Stockton in 1. Taylor Finlayson from Warrender in lane number 2. Mia Steendus from the Danish national junior team in 3. Tyne Bruce from Edinburgh University in 4. Clodagh Flood from Dublin in lane number 5. Katie Taylor, Heart of Midlothian in 6. Faye Rogers from Borough of Stockton in lane 7. And Nicola Lees from Swim West Lothian in lane number 8. Tyne Bruce had a great swim yesterday.
Tyne is in great form this season. She just missed out on a place in the Commonwealth Games team, but it's not put her off at all. She's been PBing in the 100, set a new Scottish national record in the 100 metre butterfly earlier this season, broke it a couple of times as well, and still swimming the 200 degree effect, and be interested to see what she can do here. She's got a big lead already, taking it out pretty strong down that first 50 in 29 seconds. Going to be quite close to the minute through the 100, turning in 103, and that's a good heat split for Tyne. About 6 or 7 metres clear now of Clodagh Flood in lane 5.
And also going well, Mia Steendus from Denmark there in lane number 3. So those two swimmers fighting it out for second place. Clodagh Flood in 5 and Mia Steendus in lane number 3. But Tyne Bruce is way and clear of the others here. And that great swim yesterday in the 100 metres butterfly. Must have been probably one of our best times ever yesterday.
Yeah, she tipped into the 58s, 58.5. I think that she's dropped that record to 59.3 yesterday. She'll be pretty happy with that for this point of the season as we're heading towards the summer national championships. And again, just holding on nicely now. She was at 138 to the 150, so I'm looking at maybe around 214, 215 here if she holds that pace coming down the last 50. It's a quite close battle on for second place between Mia Steendus and Clodagh Flood, and also Katie Taylor, the Heart of Midlothian swimmer, coming in for 4th place. Decent swim for her there, 222. But 214.94 for Tyne Bruce. That is a very good morning heat swim here at the Glasgow International Swim Meet.
Yeah, very good stuff there from Tyne Bruce, swimmer very much on top form, and I might expect something special tonight in the final if Tyne Bruce can get out there and do what she did in the 100 metre butterfly as well. So we'll see what Tyne Bruce can do in that A final tonight. She will definitely be there unless something spectacular happens in this final heat, but 10 swimmers to take this one. Sarah Wright in lane 0 from Gateshead and Wickham. Rachel Grant from North Ayrshire goes in lane number 1. Yvonne Brown, I've seen her earlier in the medley. Mamisko Bride goes in lane number 2. Serena Vigarum from City of Glasgow in 3. Hannah Miley back in again. She sets herself a tough programme, Hannah Miley. Rita Gard in 5. Kieran Kelly from Stirling in 6. Dorothy Goodgame in City of Oxford in 7. Lauren Pattison in 8 from Ren 96. And Jenny Galloway Warrender in lane number 9.
Yeah, Hannah Miley, this is her 3rd event in the morning, and it's been the difficult ones, the 400 IM, the 200 freestyle, and now the 200 butterfly. And I'm sure she'll put in a strong effort as she always does, but the main priority is to get through to that final.
Oh yeah, 2 swimmers ahead there. Rita Gard from the Danish national junior team and Hannah Miley, the 2 that you'll see just forging ahead of the rest of the field. Hannah Miley, the top lane of those 2 in the centre.
And I would expect to see Serena Igwaram putting in a strong performance here. This is really her best event, a British age group champion last summer for this event. And she's going pretty strongly just behind the top 2, turning in 3rd place at 108.4. A little bit slower than she normally goes out, but can she hold that together and make it through to the A final?
Well, Serena Vigarum going well in 3rd place behind the top 2. Hannah Miley and Rita Gard still holding that lead. They're having a good contest at the front of the field here. Hannah Miley, Ritzegard, and City of Glasgow swimmer Serena Guaram holding on to that third position, trying to make her way into that A final. Hannah Miley is just about leading them. In fact, 2/100s, Ritzegard given the touch there. I was convinced that Hannah Miley had that one there, but as they come down to this final 50 metres, Hannah Miley now, I think, has got the edge here over the Danish swimmer Ritzegard. And Hannah Miley doing what she always does, working really, really hard here in the heat. She'll be comfortable to make this A final. She wants to win this one ahead of the Danish swimmer Ritzegard in second, but Hannah Miley will take that one in 2:17.48. Exactly a second is the difference between her and the Danish swimmer. And Serena Iguaram in third place, 2:21.77.
I think those three will all get through to the A final. We'll just see the confirmation should come up on the main scoreboard in a moment. That's the heat confirmation. Here we've got the event summary. Tain in first, and yeah, 2:25.30 by Tara Hayworth is 10th ranked. So anyone faster than that is definitely through to that A final.
Well, very good swims there. This 200 metres butterfly. Tain Bruce looking very impressive there. I wonder what she can do tonight in that final. I wonder what the men can do now for their go at the 200 metre butterfly. 3 heats in this one. We have swimmers for this first heat. We have no swimmer in the centre lane there, in lane number 4. So the top seed for this one not taking the start. But we do have Scott Lilburn from first in lane 0. Jeremy O'Connor from Limerick in lane number 1. Craig Greenock back in again from Cumbernauld in lane 2. Conor McNeil, City of Glasgow in 3. Finn McGeever from Limerick in 5. Jamie McDonald from Warrender in 6. Cameron Finlayson in 7 from Edinburgh Uni. And James Cross from Wigan Best. Well, no one actually in 6 and 7 too. So bit of a depleted field here in this first heat. Just 6 swimmers taking the start.
That opens up the opportunity a lot for a few other people to make it through to get a second swim tonight, and Conor McNeil in lane 3, the Glasgow swimmer, would be one of those. We've got Finn McGeever in lane 5 from the National Centre Limerick in Dublin, and he's going to be now the favourite for this heat. But can Conor McNeil and the others, Craig Greenock in particular, is already going well. He's moved into second place as we come into the end of the first 100 metres.
Yeah, halfway point now. It's Finn McGeever. All the spare lanes alongside him. Craig Greenock in second position, around about a second back now for Finn McGeever. Conor McNeil just around about half a second behind Craig Greenock. Yellow cap owned by Craig Greenock. There in lane number 2. But Finn McGeever still going away, stretching away from the others now.
Yeah, he's holding on nicely. He's, I thought the others were going to maybe keep pace with him, but he's held his pace really well down that third 50. 10 at 1:31, that's a good split. He could end up with about 2 or 3, I'd expect, off of that if he holds his pace.
Yeah, Finn McGeever looking pretty comfortable now. Craig Greenock had a good turn there, taking him ahead of the swimmer just one lane up, Conor McNeil. City of Glasgow swimmer now trying to hold on to that third position, being challenged by Jeremy O'Connor over there in lane number 1. Another one of the Limerick swimmers. But Finn McGeever looking pretty comfortable. It's going to be a good win for him in 2:06.29. Well done, Finn McGeever.
Just slowing down a bit in that last 50. Maybe he did that deliberately, knowing he was going to get through to the finale. And in second place, it's Craig Greenock at 2:09. So they're definitely going to get through to one of the finals, and we'll just have to wait and see which one that is. We've got 9 swimmers are lined up in this second heat.
James Cross getting the third spot for Wigan Best there in the lane number 8, sneaking through a close contest for third, won by James Cross. In heat number 2, we have Fraser Kelly from North Ayrshire, Duncan McKinney from City of Glasgow, Zach Logue from City of Sunderland, Mark Elric and Ryan Brown, City of Glasgow, Stephen Milne from Perth City, Tony Joe Tret Oliver from University of Stirling, Gianno Napolitano from Bells Hill in 7, and Christopher Motha from City of Oxford in lane number 8. Well, City of Glasgow in that centre lane there, Ryan Brown.
Ryan Brown swam in this event for Great Britain at the European Junior Championships a couple of years ago, so got a good pedigree in this event. His compatriot Mark Elric will be looking to challenge Ryan though. Mark PB'd in the 100 metre butterfly yesterday, so it'll be interesting to see what these two can do. We've also got Stephen Milne out there in lane 5, putting in another performance in a slightly different event for him, and Zach Lowe back from his 400 IM is in the water again, swimming this 200 metre butterfly event.
Ryan Brown and Mark Elric looking good for the home team at the moment as they come up to this final turn. Stephen Milne, that red cap, still going pretty well in third position. Zach Logue, we saw him earlier too in the individual medley. He's in 4th place now. Can't live with the pace at the moment of the 3 leaders, Ryan Brown and Mark Elric. City of Glasgow 1 and 2 so far.
Yeah, I coach both these boys, Ryan and Mark, and Ryan's just coming back really from a bit of a shoulder injury that he's had in recent weeks, but good to see him putting in some better form here, being challenged now by Stephen Milne coming through. Mark's just fading off a little bit. He's been training really hard, but he's just losing it a little bit in the come down the finish here in this 200, 203, 204 for Milne and Brown, 208 for Elric. Should be good enough to get through to that A final, I would think. We've got one heat to go, and we'll have to wait and see what the exact times are, but those 3 boys should be should expect to get through, and they're certainly going to be in the B final, if not in the A final.
Yeah, good finish there for Stephen Milne, showing his strength at the end there. 203.96. Just ahead of Ryan Brown, 204.42. Do have a disqualification there. Swimmer in lane number 6 was disqualified. Doesn't affect the top 3 places. So the final heat now. This is Tom Jeffers from Perth City in lane 0. Harley Beaches from Wigan Best in lane number 1. Jonah Walsh from Warrender in 2. Looks like we don't have a swimmer in lane number 3, but we do have Brendan Hyland in lane number 4. Tom Bealey in lane number 5. No one in 6. James Black in 7, and Fraser Wilson in lane number 8.
So the 2 favourites, Brendan Hyland will be a strong favourite for this event really, PB of 1 minute 57. Tom Bealey from Aberdeen, he's an excellent butterfly swimmer. Been around the Scottish scene for a number of years, come through as a good age group, now challenging in the senior ranks. Now coached by Patrick Miley in that University of Aberdeen performance programme at the Aberdeen Sports Village. Going quite well in lane 7 is James Black from the home team here, City of Glasgow, and Jonah Walsh and Hartley Benchies are also going well on the top 5 pool. James Black through nicely in 2nd place. Brendan Hyland looks like he's cruising it out there in the 101. And it's Tom Bealey at 59 taking it out and now pulling away from Brendan Hyland. Well, this is a little bit of a surprise here. Brendan Hyland's a classy butterfly swimmer, and it's interesting to see him in this position. He may still get through to the final, he may not know what he's doing, but I would expect him to take a slightly closer order here.
Yeah, Tom Bealey certainly taking it out. Brendan Hyland will be aware of the position of Tom Bealey though. Wonder what he can do in this final 50. Tom Bealey leads them through. Also going well, James Black, just a couple of lanes down from Tom Bailey, but can the experienced Irishman pull back now? Brendan Hyland swimming now at the National Centre in Dublin, trying to make his move on Tom Bailey, but Tom Bailey not giving this one away, and Brendan Hyland might just have to settle for second position now, but just pulling through in the closing stages. Tom Bailey just about held on to it though in 205.13. Brendan Hyland 205.37, didn't quite get the touch there, but Tom Bailey takes that one ahead of Brendan Hyland. James Black in third position, clear in third in 209.80. Under top three swimmers there under the 210. Well, Brendan Hyland didn't quite make it. He did come back in the closing stages here, but not quite enough to take the win there.
He has got through to the final in fourth place, so maybe he was just swimming well within himself and he knew what he was doing there.
Yeah, he had a good idea of what his qualification time would have been there.
Wanted to save his energy for that final tonight, and in many ways that's very sensible. Depends, each swimmer has their own strategy, of course, and if he wants to put in a good performance in the final, there is some good cash prizes up available for these swimmers. So there's no cash prizes in the heats, so you may as well, if you want, that's what your goal is, get £80 for the win tonight, then it's well worth it just to cruise through those heats if you're good enough to do that.
Yeah, Brendan Hyland, certainly experienced campaigner, so he's certainly good enough to cruise his way through into the final tonight. Won't expect him to go a little bit faster. We've got the 50 metres backstroke now. We start at the opposite end of the pool, one length of the pool. And the swimmers for this first one: Caitlin Cambrook, Stephanie Strang, Katie Tulloch, Emily Clough, Niamh Green, Saskia Wade, Ellie Redpath, Sophie Newbury and Serena Wickerum. One length of the pool for this 50 metres backstroke. All these swimmers entered in 32-second mark. We've seen some good sprints already at these championships, and very good start there. The swimmer closest to us in lane number 8, it looks like it's Serena Wickerum back in the water again. It's the outside lanes that are challenging in this one. Caitlin Cambrook from City of Sunderland, and Serena Wickerum is in there in 31.23, and that's a good swim after just swimming that 200 butterfly a short time ago.
That's right. It's not that easy to go back into any race after a 200 butterfly, but Serena's done that well, and not a 50 back, not a race she swims that often. So, but knocking over 1 second off her personal best time there, she's going to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely, Serena. Two good swims in close proximity to each other. Let's go to the second heat of these 6 heats. You saw the entry list just flashing through there. Good reaction times on our board shows Victoria McCormack is the fastest out of the blocks, and she goes in lane number 2, just the third swimmer up there at the top there. It is going to be very, very close indeed here. Close to call, probably lane number 5, possibly Erica Chopek. We saw her with a good swim earlier. It's possibly Victoria McCormack as well, but Erica Chopek, McCormack into the wall together. It's very tight indeed. It is Erica Chopek who gets the touch. Elise Fitzgerald in second position from East Kilbride, and Victoria McCormack it was in third, but 32.20. It's not quite as fast as the first heat.
No, it was not quite as quick as Serena, but a decent effort to win the heat there, and it'll be interesting to see if she can get through to one of the finals. Maybe the junior final is her target. Heat number 3.
A lot of juniors involved in this one as well. Certainly swimmers in the centre of the pool. We'll be aiming for that junior final as well. Third heat, Elizabeth Woodcock in the centre in lane number 4 from Preston. Abby St Clair from Warrender in lane number 5 will be 2 of the favourites for this one. Annabelle McGrory from Derwent side in lane 3 going well at the moment. Also a lot of action at the top there. Sophie Cameron in 1, Neve Page in lane number 2. It looks like it might be lanes 2, possibly Neve Page from Newcastle. And it is Annabelle McCrory, in fact, 1 lane up from Neve Page. 31.59. Neve Page touched out by 1/100th of a second. My goodness.
Very close. 5 swimmers there breaking the 32, all into the 31s. Incredibly close finish. As you would expect, this is the first of the seeded heats now, though, and we see Scotland's Commonwealth Games finalist in this event, Cassie Wilde, going in lane 4. So it'll be interesting to see what Cassie can do. Just relocated to the University of Stirling from Ellesmere College, and she's got a PB of 28.18, so that's a world-class swim, and we're underway.
Cassie Wilde there is immediately up and into her stroke there, just about leading them through. They're also going well, like it might be lane number 1 as well, and that is Johan Hingeberg from the Danish national junior team. But Cassie Wilde is going to be coming home. She's going to be bringing them home. In front here, it is a convincing win there in 29.45 for Cassie Wilde. Great swim there, and she dominated that one. Second position, looks like it went to Emily Grant, just with a blanket finish there for a second, you have to say. Emily Grant just getting the touch.
30.57 to 30.58 between second and third. Again, 100th of a second. Just demonstrates yet again how important these finishes are for these swimmers, and getting your hand on the wall as quickly as possible, stopping the clock, hitting the pad as hard as you can to stop that clock, because those 100s can make all the difference between the results you get and the finals you get into.
Another one of Scotland's Commonwealth Games swimmers now. Kathleen Dawson goes in lane number 4, and she'll be the firm favourite for this one. Next to her, City of Glasgow swimmer Robin Crawford in lane number 5, and very, very good start there from Kathleen Dawson, looking in great shape, trying to get under that 29.45 from the previous heat, but Kathleen Dawson is going to win this one by a long, long way. Looking very good, Kathleen Dawson, and she wins it in 29.03. Robin Crawford it was in second, and Caitlin Duffy in third place, but another good swim there. And Kathleen Dawson looked very good there, 29.03.
Yeah, that was an excellent swim from Kathleen. Another one who swam well at the Commonwealth Games, and coming here, splitting 29.0 in the morning is a great effort from her. Robin Crawford touching at 30.81. Hoping to see if that can get her into the A final.
There's only been a couple of swimmers under the 30 seconds so far. We have the final heat here. A few swimmers seeded times under that 30-second mark, but another one of Scotland's Commonwealth Games swimmers in the centre lane, and that is Lucy Hope.
Yeah, Scotland was very well represented in the 50 back at the Commonwealth Games. Lucy Hope, Cassie Wilde and Kathleen Dawson all swimming in the final there, and they're all swimming here, so it's great to see them back in the water and racing against each other again. Interestingly, all in separate heats, so they'll all come together for an exciting final tonight, I would think.
Well, Lucy Hope going to try and make it there first. No one in lane 5, so no Kirsty Simpson, but we do have Lucy Hope there. Jessica Damon in lane number 3 from Warrender will be trying to force her way into the final as well. Jane Brown going well in lane number 6, and Sarah Wright from Gateshead and Wickham, but Lucy Hope is the one who will lead them home here. Another convincing win in this heat, and a 29.13, well, just 0.1 of a second slower than Kathleen Dawson, and just a couple of tenths faster than Cassie Wilde. So the three Scots will be coming together in that final, as you said, Ian. Should be a great contest tonight.
Yeah, it's very interesting race lined up. There are 3 rivals, 3 friends as well, but they'll have to put that aside when they get in the water tonight, and it's a race for the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no medals at this competition. It's only cash prize money, and some of these senior athletes appreciate that. I think the opportunity to get a little bit of return for their efforts.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll be racing for that cash tonight in that final of the 50 backstroke. And again, it's there'll be 3 of those swimmers will be firm favourites to win those top 3 prizes. Of course, there are also prizes on offer for the best swims in terms of FINA points as well across the event.
That's right. The top 4 male and top 4 female swimmers based on a single performance across the whole competition, done in the finals, win 800, 600, 400, 200 pounds for the top 4 there. So it's a nice feat to walk away with. At the moment, I think from after day 1, Hannah Miley had the top point score from the 200 IM for the girls side, and we had the 50 breaststroke for the men with Zach and Alex Murphy tying. They were tied on 811 points, I think.
Yeah.
So that's all could change tonight and tomorrow, of course.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on those FINA points tonight when we move into the finals. This is the men's 50 backstroke heat number 1 of 6 here, and well, right across the pool, danger all over the place there. Maybe Craig Yardley right at the top there from Falkirk Integrated Regional Swim Team may take this one. It's very tight at the finish, and it's Bradley Astos there who will take that one. Bradley Astos from Preston Swimming Club. Well, I couldn't pick that one. It was all over the place there. All the action taking place. Lane 6 eventually took it, and also going very well. Craig Yardley, I thought he had the lead there right up until the very closing stages, but it did go to Bradley Astos from Preston in lane number 6. Let's hope this one's a little bit easier to call.
All over very quickly, that, and moved on to the next one. So you got to keep watching in these 50s.
This is heat number 2. Oscar Smiley from South Ayrshire and Aidan Berry from Glasgow University in the centre lanes in 4 and 5. These swimmers hoping to dip under the 29-second mark. Possibly lane number 4 going well, and that is Oscar Smiley. Maybe just with the advantage there. Adam Young going well in lane number 1, right at the top there. It's very close as they come into the finish. 4 or 5 swimmers all together now, and it is Adam Young will take that one in 29.60. But that was mighty close at the end there. Look at that. It's a dead heat, in fact. Elliot Miller and Adam Young, 29.60 and 29.63 in for Ben Ferguson in 3rd place. But 3 other swimmers, 0.2 of a second behind. So 6 swimmers all together there at the end.
Yeah, incredibly close racing in these 50s. Straight on to heat number 3.
Looks like we have full field in this one. Will Bevan and Aaron Beckford in the centre lanes. Another Preston swimmer goes in lane number 4. Aaron Beckford in lane number 5 from Derwent side. We have 2 from City of Sunderland, Zach Lode and the Paralympian Stephen Clegg in 6 and 7. Stephen Clegg, a visually impaired swimmer, and he's going well in lane number 7 with that red cap there. And Stephen Clegg looks like he's going to take this one. I think he does take it in 28.17. So that is a great time for Stephen Clegg there.
Yep, excellent swimming for him. It could well be a PB. That is entered on 28.93. So maybe a nice drop for him there.
Well, he is the British record holder in his classification in para swimming, so that is a PB. That will be a British record for Stephen Clegg. So here's his qualification for the European Championships next week. So showing some good form, Stephen Clegg, prior to those trials.
3 heats to go, the final 3 heats of the morning, and the 3 seeded heats of this 50 backstroke. Scotland's top swimmer from the Commonwealth Games, Duncan Scott, making a rare appearance here in a 50-metre backstroke event.
He's doing all the sprints this weekend. Duncan Scott out to a really good start there in lane number 5. Rory McAvoy has an entry time faster than Duncan Scott. The two yellow lanes going head to head here. Duncan Scott with the bottom lane of those two. Looks like he's going to lead them in now, and it's going to be a clear win for Duncan Scott. Well, is there anything he can't do? 26.48 for Duncan Scott. He takes that one ahead of Rory McAvoy and Joe Watt in third position.
Yeah, interesting 50 back there from Duncan. A good effort from him. I think 26.4 will be more than good enough to put him into the A final. Also, Rory McAvoy and Joe Watt both swimming well there, hoping that their 27 points will make them through as well. Quickly now on to the penultimate heat. Interesting lineup here with Ireland's top backstroker Conor Ferguson going and one of Scotland's top junior backstrokers Scott Gibson in the middle of this heat.
It is Conor Ferguson from Dublin and Scott Gibson side by side again in 4 and 5. Also going well in these early stages. Grant Henderson in lane number 6 as well, challenging the top two, but 4 and 5 just forging ahead now as they come in to the flags into the last 5 metres. It will be Conor Ferguson will take it. 26.11 for Conor Ferguson. That's faster than Duncan Scott in that previous heat. Scott Gibson in second position there. Grant Henderson in third place. Conor Ferguson dominated that one, winning by 0.7 of a second in the end.
Yeah, I would expect Conor there. He's a very good backstroker, one of Ireland's top backstroke swimmers, like I say. And we're going to see Stephen Milne and Craig McNally back in action again here now.
Again, two of Scotland's Commonwealth Games team. Are we going to finish with a City of Glasgow heat win this morning? Can Craig McNally do something in lane number 4? Martin Walton, University of Stirling, going well there in lane number 6. He started very, very well. Martin Walton has got the edge on the rest of the field. They are coming back though. Stephen Milne and Craig McNally side by side here, and it is going to be Walton will take it in 26.47. A good start for Martin Walton, and he held on to that at the end. McNally was in second, just ahead of Stephen Milne.
Yeah, interesting one. Martin Walton turning his attention to backstroke now, also known for his freestyle and his individual medley swimming. Used to coach him at the Hatfield Swimming Club in England, but now he trains out of University of Stirling. Craig McNally taking second, Stephen Milne third, and Chris McComb fourth in that race. And we'll see the summary coming up in a moment, hopefully. It's pretty tight to make that A final in the 50 backstroke. Here we go, that's the heat summary coming up. And the event summary, Conor Ferguson is the fastest qualifier, down to Grant Henderson in 10th place at 27.49.
So 27.5 to make that final.
Yeah.
A final should be another good one. We're in for some cracking races tonight. Yeah, lots to look forward to.
Of course, there are the afternoon heats. People still have a chance to get into some of those finals. It is unlikely, but there are the occasions where 1 or 2 races where it does happen. So nothing is quite guaranteed yet, but obviously all the main contenders safely through this morning, setting up some quality races for us tonight. And those finals start at 5:15. They are, of course, still again, we'll be back on the live stream this afternoon and tonight for those finals. And hopefully everything will be finished just in time for the Champions League final as well. I know a lot of people will be keen to get back and watch Liverpool beat Real Madrid tonight. So,
well, let's hope so. Best wishes to them. Well, a lot of swimming to enjoy first, though.
Yep.
But they'll need some fast swimming, so we finish on time to all make back for that Champions League
sure
final.
It's going to all go quickly tonight. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for that. I'll be back on other duties this afternoon, and Derek McGowan will be taking the microphone alongside you this afternoon, and hope it goes well.
Well, thank you very much for your company this morning. Let's invite the head performance coach of City of Glasgow. His swimmers have done him proud this morning. And that concludes us this morning's session from here in Tollcross. This coverage has been brought to you by the event sponsors KSD in Glasgow, Audi, and also the partner City of Glasgow Swim Team, Glasgow Life, Scottish Swimming, Sasa West District, Glasgow Caledonian University, University of Glasgow, University of West of Scotland, and the University of Strathclyde. Many thanks to all the sponsors and our partners. I've been Paul Noble, been with Ian Wright this morning, so you can join me again with a new partner when we get to the second session, and our coverage begins in just under an hour at 10 minutes past 12. Thank you very much for being with us this morning. Join us again in an hour's time.